What's up, rock stars? I just recently bought this 2001 BMW 325 Xi, and I figured I would do a little video and talk about it. What the heck is this? Dude, what's up?
Dude, what the hell is this? You hate?
Dude, trust me, this car is cool. You're gonna like
BMWs. You're always making fun of people
seriously.
with them?
Just wait.
I don't know, dude.
Alright, thanks.
Yeah,
Get out of
whatever.
here.
Use your blinker. Alright guys, let's talk about why I haven't liked BMWs in the past. And it's nothing against BMWs, it's just when you drive Porsches and Volkswagens, Porsches and Volkswagens are closely related. Volkswagen actually owns Porsche and Audi and a bunch of other car manufacturers right now. But those cars are all pretty much the same. There's a lot of similar aspects of those cars. When you're working on them, a lot of the parts are the same. The feel of them is very similar and stuff. Alright, so BMW and Porsches are pretty much rivals. You don't always see a lot of people driving BMWs and Porsches. Nowadays you might see it intermixed a little bit more, but prior to recently, and even myself, you didn't see a lot of people driving BMWs and Porsches. It's normally one or the other. You're either on the Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi side, or you're on the BMW side. And then Mercedes is a whole different ballgame too. I'm not really a fan of Mercedes, but hey, who knows, maybe in a couple years I'll be driving a Mercedes. So my first experience with BMWs was back about 20 years ago. My brother, my dad, and I went on this driving experience. BMW put on this autocross. They were promoting their X5, the SUV that they had just released. We got to go to race school and train, and then they took us out on the track and we autocrossed X5s all day long, and that was pretty sick. I had a lot of fun there. So I had a new respect for BMWs, but it still wasn't something I was gonna buy or anything. There was a lot of technology that went into that X5. It performed like a car. It was pretty amazing. So that was cool. So that was back in the early 2000s. And then I hadn't touched a BMW at all for a long time. And then about a year ago, one of my friends at work had bought a a used 325 Xi, which is the same car as this. And he wanted me to check it out. I was supposed to do a sticker for it. And I looked it over and I was like, oh, okay, it doesn't look too bad, you know. It looks very German, you know. And at the time I was working on GM vehicles, you know, Buicks and GMCs and Chevys and Cadillacs. But I've always been a true fan of German cars, Volkswagens and Porsches. So I checked over the car and I thought it was pretty cool back then, but I didn't work on it, I just looked it over. And he told me how cool it was, and I always made fun of him for his other BMWs and stuff. And some other guys I worked with, I would always make fun of them for their BMWs. Because Porsches and BMWs just don't mix, like oil and water. So basically, BMWs and Porsches are like Camaros and Mustangs. Like, you don't really see a lot of people pushing Camaros that like Mustangs or vice versa, you know. It's like oil and water. So Porsches and BMWs are like the German rivals of Camaros and Mustangs. So that being said, that's why I've never really been a BMW fan. Although I got a chance to work on a BMW at work and did a lot of stuff to it. And as I'm working on it, I'm like, this is very German. This is very, like, feels comfortable. Feels like I'm working on a Volkswagen or a Porsche. Not the exact same at all, but just very similar, which was nice. looking at the 325 Xi, the body of the vehicle looks very similar to a Volkswagen Jetta. And I had a 4th gen Volkswagen Jetta for a while, and I love that car. That car did great for me. It get great gas mileage. It's all-wheel drive. It's got more horsepower. This one is an automatic, which that's okay. If it was a stick, it'd be a lot cooler, but I don't mind. I'm using the car to commute anyway, so it's gonna work for me. And one of the cool things that kind of sold me on it a little bit, the automatic transmission in this vehicle is actually made by General Motors, which I thought was pretty cool. And I've been a General Motors transmission technician for a long time, so I mean, I'm pretty sure it's similar to most of the transmissions that I've already rebuilt. In it takes regular Dex 6 transmission fluid, which is awesome. It's not that expensive compared to like a lot of other transmission fluids it could be. But so that's pretty sweet. It's a inline 6-cylinder, which is pretty cool. It's got, as far as I know, it's about 180 horsepower, which this thing picks up and goes. If you don't have a lot of people in the car, it feels pretty strong. Once you load the car up, it feels like it needs a little more horsepower. I'd really like to drive an M version of this, or even a 330 Xi, or even a 330i. That seems pretty sick. You know, because those have the over 200 horsepower. But this one's pretty neat. It's got leather seats, it's got heated seats. I've never had a car with this many bells and whistles, which is kind of against everything I go by. I always say, oh, the less stuff it has, the less stuff it'll break, which I kind of splurged on this car a little bit. I didn't pay a lot for this car, which is awesome. That was one of the reasons for buying it, was I got it really cheap. If you're looking to get a BMW E46, they're extremely cheap, but on the flip side, it's not going to be a wicked reliable car. It'll be reliable, but you're going to have to work on it. It's kind of a specialty. You can't get in this car and think it's going to run like a Honda or a Toyota, where all you got to do is change the oil and change the gas and you're good. There is going to be some maintenance to do, and things are going to break, and they're going to be expensive. But the feeling I get when I drive this car is pretty amazing. Like, the handling is just crazy. I enjoy driving it. It was nice to hop in something again and actually enjoy driving. Like, whenever I get out of work and I see it parked there and I go to drive away, I'm smiling. It's just awesome. Which you don't generally get from a Toyota or a Honda. You know, nothing against them. It's just something about it. This is why I have an automatic, because of the traffic. One thing I noticed, when you're driving a BMW, you see a lot of BMWs out on the road. Now, when you're driving your Porsche and you see another Porsche, a lot of times they wave to each other. And I've driven Minis, and Minis have that same love for each other. They're always waving to each other. And I'm wondering if BMWs back in the day, because there was less of them on the road, people would wave to each other. But so when you're driving a BMW and you see another one, a lot of times they'll smile back at you and stuff, and they know, you know, you're having that same love, that same passion for driving and stuff for the BMW, which is pretty awesome. You know, I get it now that I own one. It's something I didn't really understand before, and you probably won't understand if you never get one. But there is definitely that love for driving. The car handles really good for what it is. These cars are wicked cheap right now, and I think it's just because there's so much work you need to do to the car and keep it maintained and keep it going. It's not, like I said before, you you can't just put gas and change the oil in this car. You have to, you know, keep up on it. You got to keep up with tune-ups, keep up with other maintenance and stuff. And it is almost a 20-year-old car too, so regardless of what brand of car it is, you're gonna need motor mounts, you're gonna need suspension, you're gonna need other things that you wouldn't normally need after a 5-year-old car and stuff. So, this thing handles so good, and it's so much fun to drive. I always thought they were always rear-wheel drive, even the new ones, but anytime you see X-Drive or XI, that's an indication that it's all-wheel drive, so, which is cool. I'm excited to see how this thing rides in the snow. I'm pretty sure it's going to handle pretty awesome, because I've driven this car pretty hard and I haven't gotten it to break free at all, so it goes pretty good. So it'll be interesting in the snow. You know, maybe I can make some videos on that. So if you're thinking about buying an old BMW, just keep in mind, be willing to get your hands dirty, because there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to have to fix on it and stuff, but it's going to ride awesome. It reminds me a lot of my old Volkswagen Jetta. Just like better handling, more power, and more fun to drive. This car is not perfect by any means. I have a lot of projects I want to do to it. There's a little bit of body work, a little bit of rust repair. I have some interior work that I want to do, and a couple other things. I'll be making some more videos on this E46, and in the future I will do a comparison of the E46 and the Porsche 944. I won't do that this year because it's already too cold and we can't really drive the 944 around much anymore. So we'll do that in the future. But if you like this channel, please subscribe and leave comments and like my videos. Thanks, guys. Oh, what's up, dude? Dude, what the heck is this? You hate BMWs. You're always making fun of people that own them.
Here's the story.
All your friends
At
always
work,
making fun
I
of
was
the
able
way
to work
people
on
drive.
these, and you know how much we like German cars.
I don't know, dude.
Working on this, I was actually really
Make sure you use your
surprised
blinker.